can't really disagree. Jason, how are you feeling? We're getting into the game right now. We're not going to have any time to judge anything. They're already on their way slightly towards the A-bomb side. Let's get this game underway. You ready for this match?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good about this match, and I'm feeling really good about this pistol round. We're about to get some action over here towards the A-bomb side at the moment, but actually, ZywOo just backs off the deep angle. He was peering down. That leaves RPK to get the information, and he's about to get a lot of it. 5 players, all 5 for the Ninjas, ready and waiting. And now the signal, the go sign has been given.
Yeah, they still have a smoke on a Molotov that they haven't used, so they're holding on to that. The smoke is out. RPK with a good headshot. They'll follow it up, taking down Nork. They already used the utility. They have to commit to this, and that Molotov is pretty good. Oh. Alex and ZywOo both kind of halfway fighting inside of it. And now it's a 4-on-3, and the bomb is at least going to be going down here, but it'll be hard to hold, I think, for NiP.
Very hard to hold. Plopsky, he's kind of pinned down, and the smoke is just clearing, and he didn't get all the way back, so he's kind of exposed out in the open. He's got Lekro for backup. They win the initial fight. It's ZywOo now going to try and make a stand in towards the retake, and he's shut down as well. Plopsky delivering with 4 kills in the pistol round. NiP starting on the right foot.
Amazing job out of Plopsky. That could have gone just very, very poorly for them. I think he pulled them right back. Again, normally when you go for that A execute, right, it's fine to have a smoke that you could put the bomb down behind, but you want more so that you can actually defend it afterwards. They had none, so it was on Plopsky to get those headshots.
Actually, the nice thing about them not having that smoke for the plant was the Molotov that goes back into those boost boxes forces them into the open. And if there's a smoke for the plant, NiP can't punish the players trying to get out. So you saw backing away from the Molotov, taking a little bit of extra damage, very easily could have been a kill. So pretty cool idea to start for NiP, and they've got the pistol round due to the heroics of their newest player. Our second newest player.
What's
up, Nock?
Well, this is the crazy thing, isn't it? Because this is just a team of new players. I mean, some experience obviously in some of them, but it does still feel that way. So, yeah, I think that's one of the promising things about this lineup.
And Nock had such a stellar tournament in London to start the year. I mean, he was probably the most impressive player we saw in the NiP lineup throughout the week that they played. We'll see if he can replicate that success here at IEM Katowice. Some spam coming through. That's Rez bringing Apex down. This is a full investment for Vitality. They've bought up everything.
So far, they've at least lost Shocks for the minute. I think it's an interesting point to cover at some point, right? That the idea that Rez was going to be the new Swedish superstar, and I think you and I were actually both on that train, and I don't know if we're fully off it yet, but
yeah.
But it's now like it's such a muddy place to be if you're Rez. It's not entirely clear exactly where you're going to land up because there's so much talent that's promising to be out there, and if he could play at that level again, it certainly would be huge for NiP. Quick trades coming in, and Vitality actually back in a 3-on-3. Twist, though, that's a pretty good flank through the smoke. And RPK and Alex are on the other side. Not able to do much here, I think.
There's that Molotov again, and there's that gap in the smoke. But RPK, 1 versus 2. And actually, Twist is such low HP, he can actually double it up here, but cannot land that shot. Another good kill to close the round out for Plopsky, who adds a double. So he's got 6 kills in 2 rounds. And NiP up 2-0. That'll set Vitality back with the amount that they committed, the amount of economy they committed to that second round. And this next one, they shouldn't be able to have too much of a fight. So good start for NiP.
Yeah, a bit expensive, maybe. I mean, could have been risky at the end there, but I think they did all right.
I think it's expensive, but you're obviously fine with it considering that was a full buy out of Vitality, right? That round ends up being way more expensive for the defense. So yeah, you lose some money, you lose some funds, but you're okay.
Third round. Couple of upgraded pistols, but not really much outside of that. Twist is going to be able to find ZywOo, and Lekro probably could have won that fight. It's a very awkward battle that's going on. They know where Shocks is anyway, so they're going to be able to find him and just sneak in on him eventually.
Not pretty dicey though. I mean, Nock goes down. Look at the HP on Twist and Rez. They could have easily fallen there, and that might have changed the whole thing. So I mean, just Vitality, small investment with some P250, some Deagles. Doesn't go the way they'd like.
What do you think about this NiP team on a map like Vertigo? We were sort of guessing a little bit yesterday around dinner or something that probably Vertigo would be a map that would be picked up here between these two teams. That sort of made sense.
Yeah, well, when we saw them in London, they were willing to play it twice, right? They beat MIBR on it, and they lost to Liquid on it.
Yes.
Over in London. So we knew they were going to be willing to play it. Actually, one thing, neither of their sides were dominant in both of those matches. They had pretty even halves regardless. But I think against Liquid especially, I remember us being pretty impressed with the gameplay that NiP had in some of their retakes. When they get over to the CT side, their retakes on this A bomb site, they have pretty cool set strats for smokes and flashbangs to retake and get that defused very, very quickly.
It'll be fun to see if they can continue that once they get to that CT side, but Now they have a big chance to shut down that Vitality economy. The first buy round coming out now for the CT side. See if they can do some damage. Obviously, Saiwu out here with the AWP. He's not got a lot behind it, but, I mean, he's one of the big talking points all of the time when this team is playing. Can he carry them again? We've seen what happens when that doesn't happen to the team. It doesn't really look quite as amazing. So I think that certainly has to be one of the big topics here. And I mean, not just in this game, but throughout the whole tournament for Vitality.
I mean, both of these teams have the question of firepower that needs to get answered. That's kind of what I look for when I watch these teams for NiP. It's, you know, who's going to step up or how many players are going to have to pick up the pace in terms of, you know, replicating and replacing the kind of production that Forest brought to the table. And for Team Vitality, it's just, you know, we kind of are, you can be pretty confident that ZywOo's going to deliver. Who's going to be the second guy next to him?
Alex, definitely one of the better fragging in-game leaders, at least in certain matches. Nice angle. Actually, maybe he did some damage to Shocks. Maybe could have been even more. RPK will take down Nok, though, and now they can really relax. 5 versus 3, 45 seconds left, and Vitality in a very, very good position here. If they come out of this round not just winning it, but actually saving 4 guns, that's such a dream when you're on that early CT side.
Yeah, I don't like how this round has played out for NiP. That's 2 individual fights. The opening one, Twist had a Mac 10 that he actually challenged with towards the A bomb site, so you're not putting a whole lot of strength behind those initial fights. And this is a round, remember, Vitality have the rifles, but they don't have the utility behind it. So the fact that you're not trading these kills, the fact that you're just giving up 2 individual fights, that's exactly what Vitality would have wanted without the utility to find those duels themselves.
Molotov at 15 seconds to go down in front of me. What an absolute kick. That's amazing. RPK waiting behind. They've won the round with that Molotov. There's not even any doubt about it. There's not possible for them to get into the bomb site in time. RPK with a double. Might as well have been a triple there at the end. But that is, I mean, he did get a triple overall. That's such an amazing Molotov. That's, I mean, it helps that they got the 2 kills early, but it's really underrated. It makes me happy, like the really nerdy side of me gets excited when people save grenades so late in the rounds. Huge stuff coming out there.
Yeah, that is a big benefit. And I mean, it's fun in this time of Counter-Strike where we talk so much about the young players and the rookies coming into teams that we've seen play very, very well. And we know there's this shift towards the younger CSGO players. RPK still just being a rock for Vitality. He stepped up his game so massively in recent times, and he's been very reliable. That's a good position from Nok. He got there so quick, and now he knows there's a second, and that's an easy one. Vitality giving up huge advantages. They might not even want to try for this unless Shocks can deliver some magic.
Magic it was. Nok hiding under the stairwell like, you know, Harry Potter or something.
His little closet bedroom.
Exactly. Shooting people, unlike Harry Potter, that never happened. But
no, Harry Potter didn't really do a whole lot of aggressive stuff, did he?
It wasn't like that. It wasn't that bad.
Wasn't that kind of a wizard.
Shocks will go down. I'm not sure why they wanted to linger around outside of that. That was going to be a 5-on-3 retake with. I mean, those 2 kills happened without them investing any grenades or anything. You could have guessed they would have had a lot to hold that down with.
Yeah, you're fine with Shock seeing what he can get from that boost box or from that little gap in the boxes, and you're fine with the op and ZywOo playing a far back angle and see if he can get 1 pick, but at a certain point, back away and preserve the weapons. This is going to hurt, especially if this is taken from ZywOo, and he's getting boxed in. Rez is coming from behind, it won't even matter. Nok's going to add, his 3rd kill in the round, and that is just straight up Vitality not even realizing the timing. The fact that Nok gets there so quick, they didn't think for a second anyone is going to be under that staircase.
I've got a confession. I don't know how Nok got there so quick. I was watching something else, and I just, you know, suddenly he's there.
Rented some roller skates from the disco on the way to the arena.
We did. There is a roller disco.
There's a roller disco here
on the way there. Which
There's a lot of opportunities for content.
As a matter, I'll be honest, I've never really been good on rollerblades, and I did also hurt my back. But
yeah, with the way your body breaks down,
might not be the best.
Not get anywhere near anything with wheels.
At least it will bring a camera if we go. I think that's at least make it funny. Something bad's about to happen.
Look at the consequences. 2 M4s and a FAMAS to defend for Vitality.
Setting up with a bit of a grenade, trying to get all the attention away from that M4 so he could get the kill. It almost was the follow-up. That would have been huge for Shocks. Pistol will be able to close it out. That's still a really good trade. Basic, you know, not really a complicated setup there for Vitality, but it worked well.
Really good communication from Shocks that he dinked the 2nd player as well. What gave Apex the confidence to actually go for the peak, to remain aggressive. Get that 2nd kill. Disadvantage for NiP in a 3 versus 4. They've got 3 Molotovs and 1 smoke to work with, but everyone's at this site. ZywOo with some early information. That's going to pull some players back towards him. 3 players to defend for Vitality.
should be a pretty strong defense, even if they might be lacking, you know, some of the utility they'd want to defend. Again, that deep Molotov we were talking about before, Cyber goes down. That's an issue, and Alex, he wanted to make some sort of a play to get them back in the round, but gets himself killed, and good little bit of spacing between Nok and Plopsky, able to take down Apex. And RPK would have been a good flank if they could have delayed and won some sort of a fight there, or even just stayed alive. But now it's not really so much. They've already spotted him out. Did he use briefly burst fire with the FAMAS? Am I making that up? Maybe he was just tapping really quickly.
Maybe he just did like manual burst fire. Maybe he's just got that good of control.
Well, regardless, it did not work out. So. Don't really ever see people use burst fire in the FAMAS.
Not for a long time. Not since the old versions. He's found a Krieg, RPK at the very least, and that will probably be the only weapon they have in the next round. It's going to have to be some saves from Vitality. They're going to want to get the op back in ZywOo's hands. But NiP is just running over him right now. Free access to the bomb sites whenever they've wanted it.
Twist doing really well. Plopsky up at top of the scoreboard with 10 and 2 as a scoreline, which is great. I mean, again, so many young players that are good on this team right now. And so this is why I think the NiP project at the current moment is just so interesting, right? There's the whole story that we talked about earlier with just actually rediscovering what is this NiP's identity, because all of the old guys are gone. So what are we building now? But then there's the fact that they're still really young and they've got so much talent. A lot could happen.
I really liked Plopsky as a player when he came into the team, but a lot of it was mostly down to some of his decision making, some of the way he played situations. I really liked, but now he's adding some of the fragging and some of the skill on top of it. So it's really cool to see his quick progression in this NiP lineup. It's got him off to a very, very good start. 5-1 lead for the Ninjas. Molotov to force away the boost. Shox again is going to pressure towards mid, and with that Deagle, he wants at least one chance.
Yeah, he's going to just, I guess, keep playing the angles a little bit. He actually falls really far back, but he could have probably stayed around for, another Deagle shot or two. Heavy take towards the middle here for NiP, which is, I mean, this is so key on a map like Vertigo. If you get this middle portion under control on the T side like this, there is really almost no way to defend either bomb side.
That's the gun.
So rough.
That's the one gun right there. You're exactly right, and that's probably why they put RPK there with the Krieg that he brought in from the previous round. They wanted to be able to control and challenge and at least battle for mid control, and that's ripped away from them. Now it's just Apex. He's got teammates here. He's been spotted out, nobody covering him, and it's a slaughter. The defense crumbles so quick.
Yeah, trying here with the Deagle. A pretty beautiful headshot. Really a follow-up, but it's going to be the end of the round. Rez with a good triple kill, and I like the idea. Apex playing close with the 5-7, but I'm pretty sure that his butt was sticking out. Jason, he's been spending too much time at the gym doing the squats. Yeah, it's working out, and that's good. But
yeah, he's got a great one.
That was the one moment where it wasn't good. Like that was, you don't want to
too thick. Yeah, around that corner.
Rough time. 6-1 and moving into round number 8, and they'll have some money again. Think of how crazy this is. We've played 7 rounds, and one of them, Vitality, have had like a really decent investment. That's a hard way to get started in the game.
It really is, and I mean, some of it comes down. Remember, they did go for that extra in the 3rd round. They bought up the P250, the Deagles, and that may not seem like much, but that extra $800 can go a long way when you're in such economic issues. Finally, now they'll have their 2nd, and they switch right into another expensive buy, the double op. ZywOo's got one, Shox with the other, and Shox has been playing in mid. ZywOo has been liking to get aggressive down A ramp to at least spot for some information, but we haven't seen him get comfortable with an angle quite yet.
No, not at the moment. That double op setup has worked on this map. That's been proven a number of times that you can actually make that function at a really high rate. Alex, that's dangerous there. Not that many people. I mean, he could get flashed in, but there's no one there to revenge any kind of a kill, and I think that's the AWP trying to back him up, so it isn't going to be some sort of a long fight here. If he goes down, that's it. One shot maybe, and then he has to fall back again. Rez goes down, and that little hit and run actually works out. Escapes past the wall banging too.
It's a risky play, and you're right, it does pay off. But not only that, what a long route to fall back. There's the ops chiming in, but it's just the one kill. Plopsky an immediate trade, and ZywOo got to be careful with this peek, waiting for Nok to come around the corner. Ooh, and he's taking him down to 13 health. ZywOo can back away, and this looks like a solid defense for the first time in a long time for Vitality.
Really important kill for ZywOo, and obviously, as you said, the leg shot there as well, or the pip shot coming in on Nok, putting him down. So he's no armor, ZywOo. So getting almost 2 kills in this round is really, really vital. Nok with 40 seconds in a 1 versus 4 with the bomb. Again, he could do a lot of damage. This is seems like a done round, but there's a lot to be accomplished. If he gets one kill here, suddenly it's a little bit more painful for Vitality. Another one would be huge. That's even RPK going down. It's pretty big in the middle. He's got 24 seconds. That's the big issue, and he's going to be jumping right up into certain death. Still, that's more damage that Vitality wish they hadn't taken. Overall, they're going to be happy about winning the round, but they even lost one of the AWPs.
Yeah, and then even ZywOo was up next if Knock had continued down that route. If they had been able to take both ops, that would have been huge. But yeah, still money problems for Vitality, even in a win. I remember their first win, they survived what? With I think 4 players surviving as well.
Yeah.
And immediately after that, the response was that push down the B stairs where Knock got his double kill. So Vitality have to make sure, maybe play a more conservative round. Make sure you can string 2 rounds together. You cannot get reset again.
No, that's really the one thing that can't happen. Leaning a bit towards the A bomb site with, look at the stack that's here for Vitality. They've got absolutely everyone except for RPK at the A site. So they're banking on NiP doing this. Double grenade. It's just a 1 for now. I think they were setting up for a double, but Rez at least takes a bit of damage. And NiP are kind of waiting around.
This is a crazy crossfire.
They've got it set up nicely. I think actually NiP were looking to punish this kind of thing. That's why they had those 2 people in the back just waiting, but it doesn't work out the way they intended, and they're going to get slaughtered long range here. Twist. Yeah, they had 3 people more or less, or at least 2 covering Rez, who was up in front. And I think they were actually expecting that kind of a response for Vitality. They just weren't hitting the shots. And that makes a big difference after all.
Yeah, Twist might be frustrated. He had a couple shots that aren't the easiest ones, but he's going to be a little bit upset that he wasn't able to land them. It's a great execution from the crossfire from Vitality, and look now, they can just back away and be much more passive in the site. You're assuming some of the utility has been used, so Alex can hide behind these sandbags. There's 2 Molotovs, so they might be able to flush them out.
Yeah, but they could also just think, if they've already been aggressive here, they're not going to fall back to this position after having already been aggressive. So, just waiting for it. Alex probably could have been a fairly easy kill there, but again, it shouldn't make a big difference. The Molotov actually still spreads to him, and he gets taken down. ZywOo drops as well. Oh no, Vitality, even if nothing else, this is very expensive all of a sudden. That was pretty much a free kill. The flank is coming in, and that leaves Plopsky in pretty much an untenable position. 1 versus 2 with no health and 10 seconds left. He's going to run straight for it. Taps it once just for the fake if he could get another kill. Even if not, it's still a pretty good round considering what just happened. That's a costly round.
Not just for the 3 kills, but the ops now all taken away. No AWP is recovered for Vitality, so they're going to have to rebuy everything pretty much and going down very, very low. Now, interestingly enough, this puts NiP in kind of a tough spot, even with the 3-round lead. They are right on the verge. Like everyone, like their most money is Electro with 3,900. Plopsky's got 3,600, who's next up. But they can force up. They can actually invest some economy here at NiP, go for a half buy, and they can try and keep that pressure on economically. Even if you just get 1 reset at this late stage in the map or in this half, then all of a sudden you're looking at an opportunity to get like an 11-4 scoreline.
No, you're definitely right. I mean, they fought pretty hard for it in NiP to get into this position where they've brought the Vitality economy that low, but they're not that far away from being there themselves. 6-3, and they're going to have a sort of a couple of upgraded pistols. Not much else in this round. So I just think still the name of the game surely here has to be just economic damage. Any kind of a 1D kill. They've got some pretty good players to get those 1Ds. Lekro being probably the prime choice.
Yeah, naturally. He's even picked up the armor. The only player on NiP to have the deagle and armor. Survive some of the nades, survive some of the shots.
Back to that A ramp for NiP. We tend to do that a lot.
We noticed this yesterday in our little dinner meeting as well. NiP, they're not much for fakes on this map. If they start a round out with 3 to 4 players over towards this A bomb site, this A ramp, that's usually going to be their final goal. They don't like readjusting across the map a whole lot. That's a big kill and an even bigger miss from ZywOo, which a player of his caliber, you would have expected that to be a kill 10 out of 10 times.
He actually hit the traffic cone with a Molotov and it just blew up in the air. Didn't do anything.
It's all going wrong. It's all a disaster.
That's impressive, though. I mean, style points for that one. You're right, though. That should not be happening. ZywOo needed to get that kill. They've already lost the AWP. They've lost so many of those AWPs across this first half already, and now they're sneaking in. Another kill could be happening here. Shox almost showing the shoulder, and now they're getting a bit closer with the pistols up there. Shox will take a first kill at least, but again, this is getting tricky. That's Rez flanking in from the other side to take down Alex, and now with 33 seconds, it is still a 3-on-3.
They have no kits, and they have what, just a little bit of nades. Great shot from Knock. And Shock's trying to hold on, but he's been forced back every step of the way, and Nox finally had him. He's been hunting him this whole time, and this is a round of all Deagles coming in. Lekro's gonna end it, and NiP will steal one away, 7-3. That's brutal. All starts with the one pick onto ZywOo, the salvaged AWP. In Vitality, they just don't have the money to sustain a loss like that.
That is absolutely brutal. This is, yeah, I mean, I guess he was just caught moving at an unfortunate time, just sort of slinking back, but still, man, what a round to lose here. That could be an absolutely definitional round for the first half, at least, maybe even for the map, because they're really, really far down. They were just about to get out of the spiral of Vitality, and now they're right back into it again.
They are really struggling with the economy game. They're losing massively in that aspect of the game. And even still, the investment here means next round they're going to have to save. This is round 11. They could be in some real trouble going down the stretch. Vitality is going to have to pull off something special to claw themselves into this half. Rez with the angle. Remember, you can just go back and forth and spam if they keep trying to fall back. So this is a dicey setup for the defense.
Actually going back to this boost again. They were Molotov'd out of it. And again, that Molotov is so good because, can he see anything through the grid there? It is so close. I think his head is being obscured by the barrels. Now they're jumping. Rez is out there waiting, and they're getting close. The damage, this is just all wallbang damage that's coming through. But when you throw that Molotov, you're kind of forcing people to step out from that big box, and then you can wallbang them again, so there's a nice little combo. This is one of the times they are going away from that A-bomb side, because you were just talking about that.
Yep.
It's really worth noting for you guys watching at home just how often a team will sort of pose on one side and go somewhere else. And NiP, the last couple of demos, haven't been doing that a lot. This time they are, and RPK is just here to spot it. Oh, he's going to peek wide into them. The timing on that jiggle peek is unbelievable.
Yeah, this is brutal. Apex now, he's committed. Getting one was something special, but actually pretty decent job from Vitality. The bomb is down out in the open, so they can challenge, although Alex has been spotted during that whole run. And the AWP at long range on Twist. He's not missing these shots. 2 kills for him. Bomb's going to get planted. All ZywOo, 1 versus 3.
Seeking in with that Krieg, Lekro in the middle as well to try and flank them if it comes to that. But still a chance here for ZywOo if he could get the quick headshot on Plopsky. He's about to be shot in the back, so he's going to have to move right now. He wins another fight, and now he's looking for it. A couple of more seconds, and Lekro will be there. ZywOo, no kit, and Lekro finally there to close it out. So very, very close. That would have been an amazing bit of revenge there for Vitality if they could have won the round.
If he gets around that plant box, the bomb's not planted for that flank. So, I mean, the tap on that bomb, even without a kit, that applies a lot of pressure to that final player coming in. That could have been huge. Nice attempt from ZywOo. But a 5-round lead for NiP, and once more, Vitality having to fight with pistols. It does feel like they've just had too many rounds where Deagle and Armor is like the strongest that they could really get.
Yeah, and I mean, fair play. They've made some of those rounds interesting, but it doesn't really cut it anymore. We need to see something else out of the Vitality side for the minute. Yeah, again, I mean, one flashbang set up there with RPK. Not even going to be able to chance. Alex has it. Not going to really do much at all. Apex with the 1 kill. And actually, Alex is there to take down Rez. So, again, making some of these rounds interesting. They've stolen the Krieg in the meantime, too. And it's a 4-on-3. It's
just such a powerful weapon to just walk in right here. Apex, again, can't manage that angle with the 5-7, but Shocks can with the Deagle. Twist didn't expect the second player. All Knock can really do at this point is keep him pinned down. No progress to be made. Lekro blinded and shut down again. Vitality back on the board with a 4th round.
And, I mean, again, they're just sort of saving themselves a little bit here. Suddenly they could have a pretty respectable first half. They could actually do this. They could turn it around. If they get up to like 6 rounds, suddenly all is kind of forgiven and forgotten.
They've just never been able to turn the corner and actually take that lead and feel like they're in control of the game. It feels like they've just been fighting desperately from behind. So we'll see if this can be any different, but that certainly is huge. And look how many Kriegs they've recovered. 3 of them from that previous round, so that's going to help massively. No AWP on ZywOo, no AWP on Shocks. We've seen them go to the double op setup, but perfectly fine to avoid it for now. And I mean, the nice thing about that is with how much they've struggled with their money, salvaging those 3 weapons is huge to get some cash in the bank.
Yeah, the Kriegs absolutely making a huge difference. Man, this is a great recovery round coming out from Vitality, but some of the rounds they lose, they had that 4-person stack at the A-bomb side, and RPK who just, again, he's playing that position how you kind of want it. Like, you're not there to fight, you just want the information, and I think he just randomly peeked into it at the wrong time.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great anchor player, right? That's kind of his specialty, and sometimes you are just going to lose that jiggle peak battle. I think more than anything, it's just symptomatic on this map as well. There's just always a lean towards the A bomb site. You have to have someone you're confident just to be that lone sole player here, and on Vitality, it's obviously RPK.
Speaking of the A bomb site, look at how aggressive Alex and Shox are being, actually fighting for the A ramp, and that gives them more confidence to sneak people towards the middle. They could be closer to the B bomb site. They've got a cool line down there, as you can see. Alex is kind of checking it out. Although a headshot. Oh no, and a follow-up too. Nok will do it on Apex as well. And just like that, they actually have the bomb site open. He's looking for a third one. He may be at a chance here. The Mim4 is going to be out instead, but what a way to open a round. Still over a minute left on the clock, and they need to get that bomb plant down right away. Saiwu actually finding an angle that wasn't covered, and he's going to clean this up, bringing Vitality back into the round once again. That was almost about to slip out of their control, and one more kill. Erez is very low on health and should not even have a chance of doing this. I can't believe that Vitality just aren't able to have any kind of a foothold in this first half.
No, I mean, Zaiwu is really saving this round. Stopping that plant changes the entire nature of it, and Rez shouldn't have a chance. Just under 40 seconds, 7 HP. He's got to be perfect, and you could see Vitality no longer peeking. Shox watching the back of Alex, who's watching the front of this bomb site, so there's really no opportunity for Rez to get in this. But you're right. I mean, still just such a difficult round. Nok with 2 incredible shots with the Deagles. And there's the final kill. 5th round on the board for Vitality. This is actually, as tough as this half has been for Vitality, this is actually not looking too bad at this point. They have actually done just enough to recover.
20 in Katowice.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely true. One of those positions where, I think even if you're them, right? If you just bring up the scoreboard and you think, oh, we actually got 5 rounds already, like it's
got to feel good.
Yeah, crazy in some ways.
No one's in double digits yet for the Vitality side. Plopsky leading the server, 16-8. Some basic utility being thrown out. Shox looks like he wants to get aggressive with Alex again. You mentioned it. This is what gave him such good control in the previous round, and maybe even rotating players over to the other side of the map quick enough to recover. This time it nets them a man advantage.
Again, I mean, if they get up to 6 or 7 rounds, suddenly the momentum probably going to be a fair bit on that. I don't think NiP are going to be sad that they only get 8 rounds in the first half. I don't think that's something that they'll, necessarily frown upon.
It's what we saw when they played Vertigo just a few weeks back so much against MIBR and Liquid is they don't really have the dominant half. Like, they've had some very good ones, but they're usually ending around 9-6, around 8-7, right in that middling of a half.
Oh, jump comes out, and they wanted to punish it, and Alex was set up for just that. They're going to be falling back a bit and trying to smoke it off. Molotov not really going to do anything at this point in time. Nice headshot from Saiwu, and the follow-up could have nearly been there. Still a 4 versus 2 here with Nok and Plopsky. Limited on time, and I think it's very much being signaled what's coming here.
Yeah, limited on time, limited on utility. They're going right at Shox. Even with that low HP, he can just take a shot and back away. It's only Plopsky left, and yeah, he's been playing. Oh, that is a good transfer over. That was the low HP, but that's all he's going to get. Off is picked up as well, as you could see in that sexy picture-in-picture.
We do like those, don't we? Just get all the coverage all at the same time.
It was used wonderfully.
8-6, so yeah, more of a walk back here. Vitality winning 3 rounds in a row, which is their current record for the half. And going into round number 15, I guess we'll see if they can continue to pick this up and get that last round on the board. I think they're going to be really excited about it. And again, that was another round where NiP sort of start at that A ramp, and they pretty much finished there. And again, they're going to the A ramp. If you had to make a bet, you'd say that's where they're ending up. There just doesn't seem to be that much variety in faking out things. And this is a map that really allows for it. You get that middle control. You can really shift that defense around a lot, and I don't think NiP are doing that quite enough at the moment.
Yeah, Rez was trying to find some kind of timing with his push this aggressively. Saiwu's missed a shot, gonna back away, relocate to a new angle. But still, time for these Deagles. Rez and Lekro, MAC-10 surrounding the 2 of them. Time for them to peek into these bomb sites and see if they can get a couple more 1-Deags. Quick pick off before committing anywhere. The rest of NiP is joining up here as well.
Yeah, and Apex is really, really far down the B stairs, so he actually knows that pretty much no one is out there, and now they're gravitating the entire defense, except for Apex, over to this side. So, again, great informational play coming out from the CT side. They actually know a lot about what's happening here. Shox creeping in. They've got a little unit out to find them as NiP are trying to set up. The French and British are going to try and see if they could shut them down. RPK with a kill on Nork. Saiwu with a bit of an early shot. He's going to get that one, and he crouches right down to avoid any kind of retaliation. Lecro there with the deagle, but there should be almost no contest. I think Vitalities need to take a deep breath right now and not fight. There's only 30 seconds left. It's a 2-on-3. No point in going for this any longer, and they're going to win that last round as well. 8-7 at the end of the half, slightly favoring NiP.
Buying with, light armor and deagles than anything. They couldn't really keep the ops in their hands. The ops were actually just entirely ineffective, which is wild to say when ZywOo's on a team. We've seen this boost a couple times previously on Vertigo.
It's not going to matter this time.
It's not going to matter this time, but it is used to look over the smokes, the set-piece smokes that come into that bomb site and maybe be able to pick off one or two. Instead, Twist and Plopsky to defend.
Yep, Twist has a smoke, but I don't think it's going to be in time. They've already run down Plopsky, and oh, what a swing from ZywOo. He is ready to play right here. 14 kills, already. 2 of them in this pistol round, and the smoke up to try and block them from coming through. That's so aggressive. Bomb goes down almost immediately. How do you retake this? I just don't even know.
You don't at all. This smoke is so brutal. I think did he pick that up off of a dead body as well as he ran his way in? So that's NiP's own smoke used against him, and it's going to make the retake. Now, they do have a kit on the ground if they can find these kills, but there's just so many different crossfires set up at the moment. ZywOo's got 3 kills, and the pistol round is going to be swept aside. Vitality take it. 8-8. We're all tied up, and that's now 5 in a row for Vitality going back to the first half.
That was a nice hit. You see the power. So, sometimes we love it when people do elaborate and complicated strategies into a bomb site. They set up smokes and fakes and all the rest of it. But the power of something like this is because Plopsky can never call out that they're actually showing up at B. That smoke that Twist has is completely useless. Like,
it's neutralized, yeah.
Yeah, like they want the information so Twist can throw down that smoke and they could buy time for a rotation, but that never happens. It's just the speed is what kills that round for them. And nice setup for RPK. 3 quick kills. That Krieg is not going to be stolen, I think. Yeah, nice job from Alex to make sure that didn't get the run off somewhere. And now it's Nork left. Swift round coming in here.
Yeah, admire the aggression. No investment as well from NiP. They want to get the solid buyout as quick as humanly possible. Nock just looking for 1 kill, hoping they commit here, but that's not going to happen. So it's going to be 9-8 for Vitality. Enter 6 rounds in a row, and starting to look good. Starting to look like they've warmed up into this match. Started slow.
That is true, and NiP did not, which is great. We've seen that in the past from them. Plopsky's still at 18 kills, and Nork is there at 13, 12 on Twister. That's amazing, but ZywOo and IPK on the other side are both at 15 kills, and yeah, you just never really want to see ZywOo have a good day if you're on the opposite side of him. That's always worrying.
The cool thing about how good of a game ZywOo's having is, as I mentioned, at the start of this half, it's not been the AWP. It's not been what we've known him for. He's had a couple really cool attempted clutches in that first half. He had a great pistol around here to start this half. He's been impactful with just the regular rifles, which is, not necessarily a surprise. It's just more that the op hasn't really been working for him. We saw him miss a couple sitters in the first half that he doesn't normally do.
And what you would want, I really always want him to have that AWP. But if there is a game where it doesn't feel quite right for him, it is really important that he's able to identify that himself early and just swap out of it. Just don't put all the heavy emphasis on it.
Especially when you're having money problems.
Yeah.
Especially when the economy isn't working in your favor.
I think they lost like 4 or 5 AWPs in that first half. Just to even some of the rounds they won, they lost like 2 AWPs. It was kind of brutal. Again, B stairs really quickly. Lecro and Rez are on the other side, checking it out. They're sort of not feeling any pressure on the A side, but they still need the info really quickly. And this is no signal, no flashbangs or anything. Plopsky just caught in the middle of it. That's a brutal way to hit it. We talked about the speed last time. This was a different kind of a fake. Alex even throwing the Molotov and then trying to run in front of it. What a smart play.
Yeah, he didn't think Nock was going to be there so quick. He was trying to give the illusion that they would be, deeper into the bomb site. You like that? You're fine with it?
I'm fine with it. I'll give him full credit, full points for that play, even if he died. I don't think that is the important part. I think that it's the thought of doing it.
I'd like to know if this is something that they research. Now, they're losing some guns at the end, and because they're trying to take weapons and economy away from NiP on the defense, and this is kind of backfiring a little bit. They haven't established their own money in this second half, but I think they're fine with losing 2 players in the attempt. I'm wondering if this is something that Vitality has noticed in their research. That's now what, the pistol round and this round where you just you walk up to the B bomb site. Maybe they notice that, the B defenders here at this bomb site aren't peeking down as much. They're not getting information early, but that's Alex just given so much room to work with and just sliding into an easy entry.
And
Even Twist, the second player up, didn't realize how far progressed Alex was. That's the brutal thing. Not only the lack of information, but the communication not going across quick enough that Twist needed to be gun out.
And here's something interesting, like how do NiP respond to this? Because, you know, the benefit of them playing more forwardly on that B bomb side is then they would have time to fall back and actually use their grenades and everything. But they could also get sniped off, so we'll have to see if they switch that around. I mean, this time Plopsky is all the way up to the lip of the bomb site. Instead now, they're hitting on the A side and already all the way up the ramp. Nork is sneaking past them, trying to see if he can shoot them in the back. It's a pretty good lineup, but he's also exposed. It doesn't matter. He's going to spray every single one of them down. That worked out so well. Apex actually jumped up in front of him to make his life just that bit easier.
I cannot believe that worked out so well. He even took a tick of damage from the Molotov. I thought that audio cue would have been the signal to Vitality that someone was sneaking in, but maybe some communication, they just didn't hear it. Shox has opened up the middle of the map. The problem is they don't have control of the bomb, but with a minute and 10 seconds, they've got plenty of time to rotate back and be patient in how they approach this 2 versus 2.
Yeah, they've got an enormous amount of time, and even worse, they have 2 Molotovs left on that Vitality side.
I don't know how NiP with the proper setup. This has got to be an awkward way to guard the ramp where that bomb has dropped. The ramp is not a fun place for this 2-on-2.
I kind of like the fact that they're moving up. I feel like that makes even more sense. Trying to edge it out a little bit. Flashbang to try and just offset them out. There's another flashbang on Twist, so he could actually set this up for Nork if they're really aggressive about it. Bit of a grenade, and the lineup, they actually get the kill anyway, but they're so low on health. Any chance here, and Twist is going to be winning the clutch as well. There's the one, and he falls back around the corner. Now out in the open, and nicely done from Twist. Very, very close. I was worried because of the Molotovs. Maybe if they stuck around on the bomb, that's such a confined space in there.
Yeah.
Could have been awkward, but still.
I was worried because they had to split up. They had to have someone watching the flank. They had to have someone watching the bomb site and someone watching down below that ramp where Knock got the damage done. This is a beautiful triple kill, and actually, he almost has an ace in this round. He does, what, 80 damage to these last 2 players. Easy cleanups for Twist. He can be supremely confident in this wide swing as well. And that's a big victory for the Ninjas. 9-10, just 1 round back. And now you start talking about, you know, chasing the weapons in the previous round for Vitality. They lost 2 guns in that affair. Shox and Apex, 2 guns missing from this buy going into round 30, or 20, excuse me.
That was a nice idea, boosting over the smoke. That smoke that's forward is just an automatic smoke almost at this point on the CT side, and if you can use it against them... Oh, and just again, the speed. It was on the B-bomb side before, but this time they do it on the A side. They're so quick, Vitality. Not really concerned with throwing a lot of flashbangs and smokes or any kind of elaborate setups. They're beating NiP on time here, and that's cool to see.
Well, remember, one thing we talked about was NiP had a lot of really cool utility setups and plans for retaking the bomb sites once the bomb was planted. Vitality, with these kind of contact plays of Alex leading the way, he's gotten a kill, I think, every single time he's done it.
Yeah.
Like, they're not even giving him a chance for the retake. They're saying, we're going to take this bomb site so quickly that your retake won't even be able to do anything.
And this is the retake sort of smoke that you were talking about. I mean, but they're 2 men down, so they don't have all the grenades that they would normally have. But they do create these really cool walls. A lot of patience on Saibu, able to set this one up, just no problem. Well done on his side, but ultimately... This is a hard thing to adjust to, I think, if you're NiP.
Well, this is where I think if you're threat, you're going to want to take a timeout.
Yeah.
Either now or for the next gun round. It's going to happen now, but you need to start talking to your players and say, we need to be way more aggressive at these points of contacts. We can't let you look. Alex was able to walk pretty much all the way into that B bomb site. Now he's able to walk all the way into the A bomb site, and he's finding these entries. You cannot let these players get that much progression without any idea that they're there. Like, you either have to have the information or you have to aggressively fight for the control.
I think that stat in the corner just said that he was 7-0 in openings, Alex.
Ooh.
So that's wildly out of control. If that happens, you just want to keep pushing on you. Say, let's do it again. You know.
That's the question. When is the mind game? When is the switch up in the defense come in? But either way, at the moment, Vitality is going to be very happy with how passively NiP is playing both bomb sites. And if you flip that, if you go back to the first half, Vitality, I mean, they struggled with the aggression at the A bomb site. They struggled to make that work through the first 9 rounds of the half. But you know, at least they're not suffering these just straight up losses by losing an entry duel deep into the bomb site.
Omsky again, you know, a little bit forward on the ramp, but they just have pistols, so it always feels easier being, you know, aggressive and daring when all you have to lose is a pistol. You just kind of don't care quite as much.
There's another opening duel win for Alex.
Still counts in the stats, even
still counts, baby.
Add them all up. Again, the lead that NiP had at one point in this match. What was it? I think we were 7 rounds in, and Vitality had like 2 buy rounds or something at that point in time in the first half.
Yeah, well, listen, it's an 8-1 run at the moment in the favor of Vitality. It's about to be 9-1, unless Electro is going to hit 5-1 deeks, but that's not happening. He's taken out. This is a huge streak for Vitality. They've gained complete control of this match.
Not quite seeing the shoulder there. That's interesting. But again, this is just about exits. Just about trying to get a rifle and run away with it, if you can at all. What a weird arc this game has been through. If you were a NiP fan, and I dare to say
you were having a great
quite a few
first
of them.
half,
Yeah, you'd love it. And then suddenly it's all gone the wrong way. No, just waiting. Been waiting a long time here, and finally ends up getting peaked by Shox. So a bit unfortunate. Another round of the bag for Vitality, now 12-9. NiP can buy in this round, and it's not the most amazing buy, but I guess it'll have to do for now. And this is where you want to see the real switch up. Like, what is the answer to some of this for NiP?
Well,
I guess.
I don't mind the double op, especially, I mean, there's 2 reasons. Like, I don't necessarily enjoy the passive setup they're going to do, but if you are going to have that and you are facing off against these contact plays, just get an op. Have it on the angle and say, please do another contact play. Please just, like, crouch up, walk in ever so quietly, trying to stay silent, trying to, not give information away, and just walk into my crosshair. That's kind of what the double op can do against the contact plays that they've been suffering from, but a little bit of a switch up here, slower paced, and the op might be the one who gets lured into a peak.
Yeah, they're still doing that boost over the smoke, which I think is really clever. They do get spotted out. Pretty wide peak for a FAMAS, but he's still able to win the fight, and that's really awkward. Apex out in the open, and he nearly actually could have got that kill. He certainly had the time for it, but they'll get a favorable trade on that side, NiP, and that should put them in a decent position. They've left Nok on the A ramp, so he's just covering that on his own, and then they can focus on mid and B. And they're going to need to as well. This is still a dangerous round.
Alex just missed his smoke. Smoke bounced off the wall or bounced off a box and right back into the choke point behind him. I think he wanted to set that up to throw it towards mid. Either way, it fails, so he's got to change his approach. He's got bomb in hand. 3 on 4, and they don't have a whole lot of utility to work with. 1 flash, 1 smoke, 2 Molotovs for Vitality to find a way into one of these bomb sites, and there's 2 ops to contend with.
Shox has got a flash he could actually throw from the middle, so this could get, or he's just put out the 1 smoke there. I think he had maybe another grenade, but 30 seconds. Plopsky hiding inside at the corner, and there's that crossfire with the AWP on Twist, and they're going to try and see if they get in here. Are they actually trying to run boost their way through? Oh dear, this is madness right in front of the crosshair, and they still don't know about that M4. It's hiding inside of the smoke all along. Plopsky getting RPK, and this is looking very good at the moment. Shox in a 1 versus 3. He's going to get the first kill, but how does he clear this corner? He's not even going to get a chance. Quick reactions out of Twist, and NiP will win that round, although I don't know. That was, again, much scarier in my mind than it seemed. Yeah. 4 versus 3, but it was close.
Both AWPs brought forward in the next round, which is huge that you're able to handle that expensive weaponry multiple rounds in a row. Shox, as you said, does make it costly down the stretch with those final couple of kills, and it's 12-10. NiP need to go on a nice little run here with this new defensive switch that they've found. Interesting, the FAMAS is the one taking that fight down the A ramp at the beginning of the previous round. Lecro wide swinging, you had Twist with the op behind him, but he wasn't peeking as wide. He didn't get involved in the action.
Yeah, I was slightly confused. I mean, it looked like that was going to be a recipe for disaster, but they handled themselves just fine. Such a close game, 12-10, and I mean, this is what we want. The level of competition, obviously, at this particular tournament is actually historic. So
it is. It feels like it's wide open for maybe the first time a tournament of this level. You usually come in with one really heavy favorite, one other second team that might be able to take it away from the actual favorite, and then who else? You don't really have too many teams that you're going to favor to win it. This one, it feels like there's like 6 or 7 teams you could just be like, well, if they look good, they can win it.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation going on. I can guarantee it. Backstage and everywhere else, I'm sure. Bit of a setup here. Vrez, Lecro, Nok over at the A-bomb site, but right now Vitality are taking it real slow, just trying to make sure that they don't get surprised by any shenanigans out of NiP. Nok boosted all the way back here. Let's see what they do. They're kind of bringing the bomb the other way. So Apex alone. How many people can he keep in this bomb site? I guess that's the question. Oh, making noise. Never really what you want.
I think he's okay with it for now. Likes the position. Utility going to start getting used to help him go for a peek. They want to split towards the B bomb site. ZywOo waiting patiently for the mid portion of this attack to come in, and Shox doesn't see anyone on that boost.
I'm wondering if at any point they would want to Molotov that position that Plopsky and Twist are in, because I think Twist has been playing in this position almost every single round, and they know it. Like, they've seen it many, many times. So you've got to be worried about that part if you're just, you know, a little bit too predictable. Let's see, same kind of a setup here for the defense on NiP. Apex making noise, running back, so now they should know 18 seconds on the clock, and they're going to go for it. Plopsky, good opening headshot. Bit of a return in the middle. That Shox taking one down, but still on the bomb side is Twist. 10 seconds. Can he get the shot? Any chance at all? He misses the opportunity there, and the bomb goes down with 7 seconds left, and Apex charging him with the Krieg.
What?
Oh no! He delayed for a second, and that cost him the round. He could have definitely had that kill. He just assumed.
Yeah, Twist has no business being alive. Apex thought for sure that final bullet was going to take the kill. That is an awkward stretch. An awkward hit, I'll say, from Vitality. That did not feel super convincing. Apex trying to throw a fake on the other side of the map. They had actually Knock with an AWP peering over the smokes, boosted up, so already they knew what was coming, and then the footsteps just sold it. The rotation from NiP was there so quick. But that should have been a kill for Apex. Let's focus on that.
Well, so do we blame him for two different things? He didn't get this kill, but also, you know, he faked on A, and then he gave them information right back.
I think he did the best he could. I think the reason he's running is because the time is just so low at that point. Remember, they didn't attack the bomb site till like 17 seconds.
Yeah, but maybe he could have just stayed at the ARM and flanked the rotation. I don't know. I'm just saying that seems counterproductive in a way.
I love the play out of Apex.
Yeah,
I love the aggression.
No, I agree. Smoke, and they're so close, they want to try and see if they can beat the timing, and they actually do. That's an amazing trade. Plopsky on his own. Twist, again, very, very far back with that AWP. Similar position. That's why I say eventually, surely, they're going to realize that there is a way to try and exploit this and punish him for playing that much of a repeatable position. RPK smoking up behind him, actually hiding slightly inside of the smoke, but if they turn this Vitality with the weapons that they have, that would be huge. Lecro almost getting the line up there. The grenade will explode Shox, and that bomb is down, sure, but they have the kits to try and do this. Nice headshot coming in. Apex going down. RPK to follow. And now Alex, there's a smoke up. Maybe if he guessed, you know, he had to get lucky twice, basically. He's already being defused, and he's nowhere near that angle. They could even try to go for the knife, and they're going to do just that. Slicing and dicing. 12-12. Tied up.
Ooh, I think RPK, that position he had initially was great. He dropped the smoke and it like ruined that position. I think he actually could have been super impactful there. Still, the plant's going to be nice. Both teams now down the stretch. This is what you want to see. Going into round 25, both teams, we've talked a lot. A big story of this match so far has been the money issues that Vitality has found them in during stretches. NiP as well, trying to stabilize it. Well, in these last, 5 rounds of this half, 6 rounds of this half, both teams have plenty of money to work with. Vitality a little bit low after the bye, but his plants help out in a big way.
All tied up. What a way to get started. It's just match one. It's just map one of that game as well. Obviously, Nuke going to be coming up second, which is crazy all on its own. 4
players for Vitality taking control of mid at the moment, so a lot of resources in the early stage of this round. Remember, last time they boosted up Shox, they had him with Utility, just trying to peek and see if he can pick somebody off. This round with 4 players here, it makes it feel like this is going to be much more of an emphasis at the point of attack.
Yeah, look how smart this is. Apex making noise as they're starting to sort of move in towards middle. He's trying to draw. If there is a big setup in middle, Apex just wants to draw it away so his team can do even more.
It was another missed smoke from Vitality, though.
Oh, really?
They had to use a second smoke to cover it up. The first smoke went way into the corner, didn't block either of the choke points. They had to use an extra one. That one you see right there on the screen to make up for that.
Again, they're so far back on this defense, NiP. It seems dangerous to me. They're going to try and wrap through, and they're actually just running headshots coming in. ZywOo with 2 kills, taken down by that Molotov on Lecro. Knock with a close-range AWP shot makes it a bit easier. The bomb, though, is being planted on the other side. And a 3-on-3. Some good grenades left on NiP if they want to go for the retake, and they definitely should want to. 1 Molotov there to block off a little bit. Should buy them some time, at least.
It's a critical retake. 3-on-3. You have 2 kits, though, and they have 3 Molotovs and a smoke to work with. And remember, we talked about they had great set plans previously. This one is going to test them.
Chance for a headshot for Apex. Yeah, they're going to need those grenades right here, right now. Crouch spray in from RPK. He's down by Nork. Another AWP shot is needed here. The smoke, I don't think, is going to do it for them. There it is from Nork. And Shock's hiding inside. He's got the knife. He's stabbing him inside. And then, oh, the defuse! It is done. Shox will be able to pick it up in the end. A huge double kill. And Vitality will be able to do it 13-12. That is an amazing victory. They almost let go of that. They knew he was inside that smoke, but they couldn't do anything.
What did Shox like style points him? He just did like the one stab with the knife to let him know he's there and back away, pull out the AK-47 again. That's a great clutch from Shox.
He's like a shark, isn't he? Drawing blood and then he's escaping into the smoke, but he can still, you know, taste him.
That's wild. He still tastes him.
Yeah, it got awkward, didn't it?
Yeah, it did get awkward.
And 13-12. That is how close this is. All throughout. 2v2s, 1v1s here towards the end of this game. Nork overtaking everybody in kills. He's up to 24 on the scoreboard, which is pretty impressive.
He's been phenomenal switching over to the CT side. 96 ADR as well. The young guns for NiP are the ones picking up a lot of the slack. 24 on Nock, 21 on Plopsky. So far, a good game. Vitality up 1 round. There it is, that again, that plant. Now the money is looking a little bit dire, but the extra 800 helps them kind of flesh out this buy with some utility.
Quick peek there. This is one of those times where if Vitality had gone for the boost over the smoke, they would have caught res right here, and it would have been worth it. But timing didn't work out. They do have again that 3-man setup there to try and punish Vitality. Deep grenades, but it'll be Alex to open the bidding side. Whoa, there's just Khalil's winning the fight, and Nork, he can't get out. There is absolutely nothing to do at that point in time, and they need to save this other AWP on the other side of the map. This should easily be 14 rounds for Vitality.
This is a huge swing round. You're right. That op needs to be saved. Neither of these teams has money whatsoever. This is, again, that same setup that NiP ran earlier with 3 players there, and again, it's the op who's the most passive and not peeking down the ramp. They're using the rifles first, and that time it just backfires. That time it completely collapses, and the op is just way too unwieldy on the retreat.
Yeah, I don't know. There is something about that. Maybe this is one of the reasons why they have been playing more passively, because they're actually not that confident in doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But then when they play passively, you saw that previous round, right, where the entire middle of the map is open to Vitality.
It's interesting, though, because they've done it with 2 different oppers now. Twist did it the first time around and knocked it at this time. Was the opper in that setup that not peeking. So it's obviously designed that the op isn't going to take the initial contact.
Well, they're kind of running out of time to solve this puzzle here. 14-12. Vitality are closer to the finish line. And, well, timeout being used here for NiP. Now is a good time for it. I mean, maybe would have won one even earlier than this.
Well, this timeout is going to be, how the hell do we fight for this round? We don't have money. We have this 1 AWP that we've saved. What can we scrape together to have some kind of danger? And obviously, I think the plan for NiP has got to be to save as much money as possible while also being dangerous. Because you want to be able to fight for the last round, but they've gone the other direction than what I just talked about. They're buying up everything.
It's the good old
Eagle armor, plenty of utility. It is a classic. See if it pays off. Double Downs not paying off is another esports classic.
It rarely does, but, you know, it's part of culture now, so they've got to do it anyway. All right, we've got the GoPro right on the barrel of the AWP. That is tremendously cool. Well done, production. That crow going to be swiftly falling back. So they're taking a bit of a risk, saying, let's try and be closer to mid and B, and then just hope we can get one of those early kills. If it's A, let's see if that's going to be working out. Vitality, I don't think have made up their minds about this round yet. They're leaning towards the A side. And again, Apex, he's done this so many rounds on his own. He's just here alone, not even worried.
Well, I mean, if you're given passive looks all day long and you don't ever try and take advantage of it, that's a mistake in and of itself. So, I mean, I like that fact that Apex is willing to be bold, because they haven't, you know, if you don't notice that kind of 3-man stack that we've seen twice now, we haven't seen any other aggressive styles out of NiP. Twist with an office here, and that Molotov is timed with the peak perfectly. That Twist has to give up the angle. Nice job from Vitality.
They're not backing up, so still on the lip of the A-bomb site, ready to try and go for it. They have 3 smokes and a Molotov and some flashbangs there for the T side to try and get in. They re-Molotov that position, which is pretty common again. Smokes are down, but Twist is going to try and push through it. He wants to catch someone coming around this corner. He's got a bit of a wall of smoke right to his side, so at least a bit of a chance. But they're actually sneaking around it. They nearly line up, but Saiwu is a bit quicker, and that's the bomb side. Pretty much gone. That was the defense. Everyone else is behind the grenades. And how do they do this? Oh, time is running out. And Saiwu had the bomb, and he's down now. So they're going to be put on pause for a second here. 13 of them left, and now they're close. They want to try and see if they could do this. Maybe a chance for an NiP. If they could get the kill on the guy planting the bomb right now, that would be it. 5 seconds left, but the bomb does get planted. And just like that, it's a 2-on-4, making a 1-on-4 as Nork is the last person left. And with the Deagle, he's pretty good, but it's not going to be enough. Instead, triple kill for shots and 15 rounds for Vitality.
That got pretty dicey the whole way through. Twist was trying to make something happen. He had the only weapon, and you could see the logic in his head is just trying to create something for his team to win a desperate situation. And that's unfortunate. You surely would have thought maybe NiP, maybe nobody noticed it, nobody called it out, but maybe bum rushing the bomb planter was the only real chance of success in that round. 7 seconds left. Alex even does a fake plant at 11 seconds.
Yeah, which is kind of bold.
He got a kill afterwards too, so he wins.
Yeah, it's worked out just fine. 15-12. And as you said, they pretty much went all in that last round. So this is what they've got to try and find a miracle. And that might have been it. Plopsky, who actually has been pretty consistent at getting 1 kill on this B-bomb side every time they show up. So great on him.
Surprised to see Alex just so nonchalantly walk around the edge of a smoke like that.
He's feeling bold. Just victory's already here.
There's an entry kill loss for him.
That's true.
Ooh, there's the lurk in towards mid. Shock's going to try and create something while his teammates pressure the extremities of the map. Oh, and he should surely going to get a kill off this one. That flashbang, it's a team flash. And now he can just sit and wait. Molotov comes in, he's going to smoke it out. He can be patient. He's gathering so much attention on him. 2 players focused on his position, not including the kill he already got. So the defense has to sink back deeper into the bomb sites. Gives a lot of space for Vitality to work with. And it looks like everyone's going to start heading over towards B. As you mentioned, Plopsky, he's already got his 1 kill. Can he add 1 more onto it?
Or just, if he stays alive now, it's even better. He's got the Molotov in hand. He's playing the way that RPK was trying to play on this bomb site, and RPK got the wrong timing. Plopsky's got the right timing. He's got a bit of the Molotov doing a bit of damage and also slowing them down just a tiny bit. Trying with that CC, he gets a follow-up kill. That's a huge double for Plopsky, and he's back with a reload. He needs more, but yeah, the panic is set in now. RPK, a headshot, I can't believe it, even backing up and taking down Lepro, and a chance here, 16-12, as they take down NiP on map number 1. Vitality able to do it in spite of a horrible beginning to the